Thanks for joining us. I'm Carol Batchelor with your Lake Powell Life News Update for Monday. Slight chance of precipitation today. It does look like later we may get some thunderstorms moving over the Page Lake Powell region. We'll check in with Travis, get the details on your fall forecast in about 15 minutes, so hang out for that. After the deal with Avenue Capital and Middle River Power fell through last week, Navajo Nation President Russell Begay has told the press that the Navajo Nation will now consider other options for NGS. President Begay says he still believes Navajo Generating Station is a highly rated power plant with the potential for many more years of operation, and that he thinks coal is one of the most dependable sources of power, which is what makes NGS an attractive power plant for companies that want to expand. Speaker Lorenzo Bates says he agrees with Begay and that they look forward to considering new options. Tomorrow is National Voter Registration Day. Arizona broke its voting record for a primary this last August with about 33% turnout, or 1.2 million voters. But even with that increased turnout, a majority of Arizonans did not cast ballots. Diane Brown with the Arizona Public Interest Research Group tells Lake Powell Life News, as the November election approaches, there are at least 1 million eligible voters statewide who've yet to register.
To put that in perspective, if you combine Mojave, Yavapai, Pinal, and Cochise counties, you get approximately 1 million Arizonans.
4 Native Americans who claimed they were sexually abused while enrolled in a foster program run by the Mormon Church decades ago have reached a settlement and will move to dismiss their case. Allegations made against the church by more than a dozen tribal members from the Navajo Nation and Crow Tribe of Montana made up 4 cases filed in Window Rock District Court on the Navajo Nation. 3 of those cases were settled last year. The other reached out of court this past week. The terms of the latest agreements will remain confidential and will not include admissions of wrongdoing, according to tribal attorney Craig Vernon. Now that FERC has ruled it will only play a small role in the Lake Powell pipeline project, the Utah Division of Water Resources goes back to the drawing board to work with multiple agencies to file the proper permits. The state of Utah required to work with the Bureau of Land Management and other relevant agencies who've signed a memo of understanding that commits them to participate in an environmental review led by FERC, which they hope to have accomplished by summer of 2020. The Utah Rivers Council says the state of Utah has squandered $37 million on the pipeline proposal over the past 8 years. The Page Police Department arrest report coming in for the past week. Law officers arrested both 33-year-old C.J. Bedoni and 30-year-old Ren Bedoni on September 15th at 3 p.m. on felony aggravated domestic violence charges. September 16th, Elisa Holliday was arrested for misdemeanor shoplifting at 650 Elm Street. The next day, on September 17th, 35-year-old Rebecca Begay was charged with misdemeanor criminal nuisance on the premises at that same location. 21-year-old Gary J. Homer Jr. on the 17th was arrested for both misdemeanor and felony drug paraphernalia possession and usage charges. September 21st, Page Police arrested 21-year-old Chance Kincaid of Phoenix for multiple felony counts of drug and paraphernalia possession and possible usage, as well as misdemeanor domestic violence and disorderly conduct charges. And this is a happy ending, really. 3 days ago, a 2-year-old boy reported missing from his family's campsite in the Happy Jack area. Coconino County Sheriff's Office handling the search with assistance from Search and Rescue, the U.S. Forest Service, AZ Game and Fish, and the Department of Public Safety. They brought out their helicopter for the search efforts. After several hours, the boy was located by Search and Rescue about half a mile from where he was reported missing, walking and responding to the sounds of people calling out his name. What good news. The boy and his family have been reunited, and he's now doing just fine. Thanks for listening to 98.3 and 1340 The Bandit and 93.3 Jack FM. Remember, news, sports, and other information available on our free website, lakepowelllife.com.